Hi, I don't want to disclose my identity, um, but I will want to say if anything happens to me or my children, you will know who hurt us. I am traumatized by Suhail, AKA Mr. Zulu, and his family. Not really his family, but Mr. Zulu, his wife Aliyah, Aliyah's mother Shireen Stanley, and Suhail's sister Rumaisa Gali, Rumaisa Mohammed, or whatever she wants to go by. These people have done nothing but cause trauma in my life from the year 2020. I met Suhail in 2020 through a friend. I was visiting a friend in Cape Town that happened to be working with Suhail. This friend was a very close friend or associate of Suhail and knew him from the time he was a kid. He watched Suhail grow up and watched Suhail turn into a monster he is today. I was in Cape Town visiting my friend that happened to stay with Suhail. I didn't know what I was getting myself into the time I was coming to Cape Town. I did not question my friend or what he does or what's his way of working or anything. I knew he was a good person. He is a good person till today. The day he fetched me from the airport, he took me to Suhail's house. I remember the darkness in that house. I remember the furniture being so dirty. It looked like a rundown house. It looked like a house that a lot of shit goes down in. It looked like a house that was sort of like a brothel. And comes down the stairs is this short but impulsive person, Suhail. He then tells me, this is my city. I run this city. Nobody can come from anywhere in the world and try and come into my city. I found that very strange, as why would you say that? But you don't even know me. Why would you go as far as saying all these things to me? I then witnessed a car, a red GTI with a whole lot of bullets, a whole lot of gunshots in it. Yeah, gunshots in it. I also know that that specific car was driven to Hermanus, and it was Suhail and his boys that were actually driving to Hermanus to take out another gentleman by the name of Lastig Solomons. They didn't take out Lastig. Instead, they shot Lastig's brother and Lastig's son. It was really upsetting for Suhail, I remember, because his boys didn't get Lastig. I also remember Suhail having a conversation with his aunt. I will call her S. So he had this conversation with S, and S instructed him that she doesn't want me to be with my friend, and she wants me out. She has 100K to get me raped and to get me out of the situation. I heard this conversation. He was sitting right in front of me when she made this phone call. He still looked at me and laughed and asked me, do you want to die? Do you want my boys to rape you? Because they will. And they will have, there'll be no trace of you. Suhail's mother-in-law, Shireen Stanley, verbally used to threaten me, many times wanted to hit me, many times also had a slight bipolar issue where she would go into extreme anger, extreme rage, and then all of a sudden talk the most crazy stuff that she does with Suhail's girls, and and she has a black book with all Suhail's girls that are taking buttons, are taking all sorts of contraband. She has the book for it. I have seen the book. She also said that she knows everything about Suhail, so I need to be careful. She also mentioned my father's name, which I'm not going to mention, which made me think, how the fuck do you know all this shit about me? Right. I'm alive, clearly, so I got myself out of that situation by literally running away. There's so much to talk about. Basically, Suhail has caused so much of trauma in my life, it's unbelievable. From the time I met him till this very day, he's caused nothing but trauma. I remember being at his outside once in his yard the very first few days of knowing him. Not, by meeting him, not even knowing him. And I stood outside and I was about to light my cigarette. And in a milliseconds, there were about 20 to 30 flying squad cars, AG anti-gang unit cars. I'm talking GTIs, fucking BMWs, all in my face. They even dragged me. They treated me like I was a piece of shit. They dragged me into his house. I still said, I don't know, what are you doing? I don't know these people. I'm literally here visiting. And they said, we don't care. Where's the man of the house? I'm still thinking, I don't know. His wife is upstairs and she's like not coming out of the room. That's Alia Stanley. Eventually Alia Stanley comes out of the room and blames everything on my friend. I remember my friend walking through the front door and seeing all these polices here and thinking, what on earth? And the polices were like, you're the man that owns all the abalone. These polices found over 400 dried abalone ready to be sent to the Chinese market in his backyard. They didn't think twice about putting us all in fucking jail. They took us all in, besides Suhail. Suhail is the most scaredest piece of shit. He's never spent a day or a week in flipping jail. He doesn't know what it is in jail. He's never gotten his number from jail. But he made his wife sit. She was 8 months pregnant. We all got released. I remember my bail was like 10,000 rand, which Jaggers happened to pay for. Actually, not Jaggers. Yeah, it was Jaggers. There was another individual, there was another associate of his by the name of Bodhi. Bodhi is currently in Goodwood prison. I personally think that Suhail set Bodhi up to put him in prison. Before he was sent to prison or put in prison, Bodhi lost his daughter through violence. His daughter was shot in the face in front of his mother's house. And then Bodhi was all of a sudden arrested. When Bodhi was arrested, there was a lot of things I witnessed in the sense where late night conversations with women coming there, like prostitutes, dustbin bags being bought because they're taking a hit. They wanted to take down Lastig. They just wanted to take down this gentleman called Lastig from the 28 gang. But eventually, in that year of the 2020, he did eventually die in Johannesburg. No one till today knows who did it or who took him down. But I think it's Suhail. There was a lot I witnessed. It's just so much. I have to really sit down and put myself in one and